I should do it, right? Good morning. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to another NBA Player Prop live stream. It is me, Chavez. I am back. We are back again with another stream on another day. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope this stream finds you doing well and in good spirits. As I always say, we got some new player props to talk about. We got Taco Tuesday results to talk about. How did it go for everybody? How's the bankroll looking right now? Are you up? Are you down on the week? Is it too soon to say? Let me know in the chat. And let's get this thing kicked off. Flogo, good morning. Let's get it. Absolutely. Let us get it. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you being here. Hit that like button on your way in. I guess I'm just talking to you right now because you're the only one in the chat. But Marcus, what's going on? Good morning. Nice. Already up 2 days into the week because of the tacos, or what? What's working for you this week? That's good to hear. AOD, let's fucking go. What's up, Flogo? 125, 6 pick, man. Nice. Shy, what's going on? Good morning. Here we go. Oh man, all right. I love that, Flogo. Nice. Congrats. Did you play the taco yesterday, or was it just a 6 pick without the taco? We'll talk about the Taco Tuesday strategy. Unfortunately, it did not work for Siakam. Siakam had a really good fourth quarter, but it did work for DeMar DeRozan. If you took the under on his OG line and took the over on his taco, it would have hit. Doesn't always work, but it is a strategy to implement. You know, it worked 3 weeks in a row. It worked for Shea. It worked for Jalen. And then last week, who was last week's taco? I don't know. I forgot. But it worked 2 to 3 weeks in a row. But yeah, we'll talk about that. Player props, Q&A, all the good stuff. Jay Marsh, what's going on? Good morning. Supa, what's going on? Welcome in. Good morning to everybody. Nicola, yeah. Well, we had Jokic. We had Jokic on Monday. It was just some random ass promo, right? They dropped it down to 23.5. However, his original line was 28. So if you took the under on his original line and took the over on his taco, he finished at 25. So yeah, that would have been another example of that strategy working out for everybody. So super. Yeah, I guess I should have let off with that. It is changing. It is changing, man. But I have to also be flexible. So today kind of got off to it didn't go. So change of plans. I had to last minute regroup and readjust my time, because if you have the notifications on, you saw that I did have this set for 2:30 p.m. and then I had to change it back to the original time. So fluctuating. I'm going with the punches, rolling with the punches here. But at some point, I think my schedule will be changing. But at least for today, at least we got one more day of the early morning schedule. So I appreciate everybody being here, supporting in the chat as always. Appreciate everybody. And without further delay, dude, Marcus, you're right. That guy, man, I kicked myself because last minute, maybe an hour before tip off, I saw his fantasy score at 33.5. And then when OG officially got ruled out, they removed him off the board, and then they brought him back at 37.5 fantasy points. And I thought that was a little too high. I think he had 37 fantasy points by the end of the third quarter. And, they played at garbage time. Brunson was in to the last second and shit. So John Collins hit for us. If you play John Collins PR or PRA, he got that garbage run in the fourth quarter. So that really helped. Sexton got back on track yesterday with his points, but that blowout really hurt the upside of Markkanen if you played him, which I did. I played his rebounds and it didn't work out. So I did create another account with PrizePicks. If you saw the stream yesterday, I was really close to just being throw the damn towel. And I didn't, but I almost did. And I just had I just took a day off from the industry, but I did create another account. I did play some tacos. It went pretty well, but nothing too crazy. And kind of have a different view on things now. We could talk about demons and goblins. You want to talk about demons and goblins as well? If you're looking to play some demons and goblins, I think in some cases these can be really good bankroll builders. But honestly, if you didn't know, PrizePicks sets their own lines, so the payouts are not as good as if you were to find that prop on another book. You would see a higher, more lucrative payout. So just keep in mind that while the demons and goblins look really fun, if you do your research and look around the industry and you can find those same player props elsewhere, your payouts would be more. So we could talk about demons as well if y'all guys want to talk about that. Goblins, see what's going on with those. But I think we got enough in the chat. We got enough eyes on the prize right now. 16 on. Hit that like button on your way in. Stick around for a few minutes. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, no one's forcing you to be here. No harm, no foul. All right, let's get into some injury news for today. Anything else happened yesterday that stood out to us? I mean, if you're in the Discord, then I did post in my Discord channel the Trae Young flash prop promo, whatever, over on Jock Market. Jock Market dropped his points and rebounds from 29.5 or 29 to 27.5, and he finished with 28. So that was a nice little cash on that one. Jock Market's a really cool place to play if you're looking for an alternative site to PrizePicks. Jock Market has friendlier lines. The payouts are about the same, but they do run these daily promos, and they're up for like an hour, and they typically run like 2 a day. So if you catch them both, I mean, you can't put them both in the same lineup. They don't have them at the same time. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking for discount props, Jock Market's another way to look, another place to look. So injury news for today. Let's start with the outs. This made me laugh the first time I saw this shit. Literally, like the entire starting five for the Dallas Mavericks: Luka, Kyrie, Derek Lively. You have Exum doubtful and Derek Jones. That is literally a starting five. But Luka's out, Kyrie's out, Jalen Williams is out, Isaiah Stewart's out, Duncan Robinson's out, Derek Lively, Dorian Finney-Smith. Doubtful today, you got LaMelo, Exum, Derek Jones. Questionable, Q-Tag will always be the largest list here. A lot of these guys will just stay on the Q-Tag list for the rest of the year, like LeBron and AD. But Jokic, Shea, Chet, Keldon, Grayson Allen, Darius Garland, Vincenkov, Conley, Dortz, Jones, and Zach Collins. All those dudes are questionable. We got Cade Cunningham, probable, which is good because he's in a good spot. Cade Cunningham is in a good spot today. And then Markelle Fultz is in for the Magic. So there you go. Right there. There's your injury news for today. Last day of the month. Let's talk NBA plays. We're going to get right into your Q&A. I'm going to pull up PrizePicks, and we'll get this thing kicked off, everybody. Rock, ROK, good morning. Good morning to you. Top of the morning to you, Vu. Big Icy, good morning. Yeah, Stupa. Fuck, man, everybody. Like the Towel Boys in play. Like nobody's left in Dallas. Let's see. Yeah. Might as well sit the whole Thunder starters. Shea. Yeah. There's a lot of players out today. Notable names too. What's going on, Queen? Good morning to you. Welcome in as always. Daniel Rivera, good morning. Let's get this going. Let's get this bread, he says. What's your favorite kind of bread? Sourdough. For the longest time, I thought sourdough was, the sourdough Jack in the Box, I thought that's what sourdough looked like. like flat and greasy and shit. And so the first time I actually saw a loaf of sourdough, I was like, that's not sourdough. Oh man, sourdough jack bread is not sourdough, man. So that's my favorite kind of bread. Soft bread, short bread. Short bread's good. Yeah. All right, let's get this going. Let's pull up PrizePicks. I'm gonna try to pull up the app today. I was having issues with it earlier. If not, I'll just go with the desktop version. The app is a little bit more convenient. It allows me to like flex back and forth between tabs a little smoother, but no worries. If I can't get in to the app, I'll just pull up the desktop. PrizePicks has been bugging the last couple of days. It's just loading times have been really slow, and yeah, right now it's weird. It's just not letting me. All right, I don't want to waste any more time. If it loads up, that's fine. But I'm going to switch to the desktop version. I can see everybody's starting to get their plays in, which is cool. Start getting those in, and we'll head over to props.cash, and we'll start looking these up. Yeah. Did everybody play the tacos? The only taco that didn't hit yesterday was the hockey taco, which is kind of weird because the last couple of weeks that has been one of the most consistent plays, the hockey taco. But yesterday it did not hit, and so I played all three. I wish I would have played Siakam in a better lineup. I put him in a power play that didn't hit, and then I put him in a flex that kind of hit. DeMar DeRozan was good, and he hit for me in a couple different slips. So overall, I did profit yesterday, but it could have been a better day, for real. But it can always be a better day. Man, PrizePicks is just not cooperating today, ladies and gents. Trying to figure this out. Well, I got the app pulled up, but for some reason it is not. Oh, there's an update going on. So supposedly there's an update. I just saw that it's loading up an update. We don't have time for that shit. We need to talk about some player props today. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So PrizePicks app is pulled up. Let's get this going. We're talking player props today. Ayo Dosunmu, Jalen. I played him yesterday. It did not go well because I played his under on his full game PRA, and he smashed that in the first half. That was a bad read on my part. I wish I would have not played that play because he was the only play that I played on Jock Market that in that slip would have went 5 for 5. All right. We're going to scroll up until I find one, or at least I find the first player prop. So Flogo, this first one I see, says he has Sabonis for under 18.5 points and Vucevic over 17.5 points. So all right. There's Vooch. Sabonis, I was looking at. I'd say what? Let's look up Sabonis because that's one I also had my eyes on. We'll take Sabonis from those two, and we'll keep it going. Keeping it going. Lil Bug, good morning. What's going on? Welcome in. Jalen, sorry. So you're rolling with the Sumu over his first half PRA at 10.5. Boy, I mean, no Zach LaVine, and no Patrick Williams too. But man, no Zach LaVine really opens up a lot of uses for these dudes. I mean, these are not even. I mean, Caruso. Everybody knows Caruso from his days in LA, and I mean, he's a pretty good player. But I mean, Zach LaVine just soaks up so much usage. Without him, all these dudes get a chance to shine a little bit. So it's cool seeing these young dudes. I know Caruso looks old. I think he's only like 26. He's like 40 years old though. He's a young dude. Both of these guys are young. FanDuel been locking up and not letting me log in. So yeah, ROK, I hear that about FanDuel a lot too. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just like a server issue, or like maybe my Wi-Fi is fucked up. I don't know. ROK says Bridges under 39.5 PRA. Miles Bridges, right? Or Mikal. Well, let's get out of first half. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new to the channel, if you're just checking this out, if you're not in the chat, no worries. What we're doing here is we're just taking Q&A. We went through the intro. We went through the pleasantries. We're getting right into the plays, and we're just taking Q&A. Kind of like a first come, first serve, taking one player prop per person. If you have multiple player props, I'll just take the first one that I see. And then if we have enough time at the end of the stream, you can like resubmit those, and then, you know, we'll see what we can do. But just make sure everybody gets a player prop in. Miles Bridges or Mikal they are playing today. It has to be Miles Bridges, right? Because Mikal Bridges doesn't have a PRA. All right, so Miles Bridges has been dropped from 39.5 to 30. I still think it's in play for the under though. So we'll look at that. Kawhi, Marcus, what's going on? Good morning to you. Kawhi under 26.5. All right, there's 4. Anthony, what's going on? Good morning. Made it in time. You did. You guys know the first 5 minutes or so in the stream is just chit chat, letting the stream fill up a little bit. So if you're ever late, you're not late. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna reprimand you, but you didn't miss anything either. So you're good. It's all good. Anthony says PG blocks and steals. I guess you're looking at the over on this one. All right. There's 5. We need one more. Ink, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Over. Got it. All right, let's see. Daniel says, what do you think about Wemby's 13.5 rebounds and assists? I was looking at his rebounds. I did post a super early slip in the Discord late last night, early this morning. I don't know if it was midnight or not. I really like that slip. Very low lines. All lines were in spots to go over. Very strong projections. Like all the boxes were checked. Wemby was in there. Cade Cunningham was in there. Plumlee was in there. I think those would be the first 3 to bump. Plumlee's already bumped up to 8. Wemby was at 9.5, and Cade was at 3.5 rebounds. So if you want, we could take a look at that. But I wasn't looking at his rebounds and assists. I was on his rebounds initially. Let's see. Jalen says Jonas over points, rebounds, 21.5. All right. We'll come back to that one. Or just remind me, because I already got that Desumu in there. I don't think we got one from Ink yet, right? Nurkic under points. All right. Let's round it out. Nurkic under points. It's sitting at 11. All right, so there's our 6. I'm going to start this off. First round of player props, 20 minutes in. Sabonis points, looking at the under on this one. Desumu, I'm looking at the over. Bridges, we're looking at the under. Kawhi, we're looking at the under, I believe. George was over, and Nurkic was under. Wow, I think this is the most unders we started off with in all the streams. This is good. Nice little balance here. All right, let's get this going. We're going to head over to props.cash. We're going to start breaking these down. If you don't have a props.cash account, then you're in luck, because we're going to use props.cash in real time as we do in every stream. You'll get to see it working live in real time. If you like what you see, if you feel like this would help you in your research, sign up using my promo code Thanks25. All the information is in the description of the stream. You can also join my Discord for free, where we have the props.cash bot. It's light. It's like watered down version. You can only look at the game logs. You can't dig into anything past that, but it does give you an idea, and it's better than nothing. So consider those if you need some help with your research. All right. First play on the board that I have is that Sabonis play. We got Sabonis, Sacramento taking on the Miami Heat. This is a gross matchup for the Kings, but we got Sabonis's points. Look at this. So when I say that PrizePicks sets their own lines, this is why you see discrepancies in the market. You see PrizePicks at 18.5. You see props.cash at 17.5. Props.cash is not a book, but props.cash is going by what the market is showing. So like FanDuel has it at 17.5, but look at these other books where you can still get this line at 18.5. If you're playing the under, this is great. If you're playing the over, then you definitely want to go to FanDuel and put a few dollars on FanDuel, because that's the lowest line you'll get. We're looking at his under today at 18.5. So when we take a look at his game log, we know that he's gone over 17.5 in his last 7 out of his last 10. But his line has been bumped up. So we need to make sure that reflects. The only thing it changes is it takes a game away. So he's still at a 60% hit rate. Look at some of these games he's played, though. Okay, look, Detroit, Charlotte, Milwaukee, Indiana, Memphis. There's a lot of teams in there that don't play great defense or play really fast, and it allows additional opportunities to score points. This game today is not a fast-paced game. Against the Heat, in his head-to-head games, he has 2 games, but man, you got to go way back to 2022. We're in 2024 now. This doesn't matter anymore. It just doesn't. This is a different game now. So if you want to take a look at that, you can, but those 2 games are pretty old. When we look at his points projected for 17.53, it's a shade over his 17.5 line. However, it is not even close to 19. He needs 19 points today. So we're getting a lot of good data points here. It should make you feel a little better about taking the under. It is scary taking the under on Sabonis because you know his upside. It's a tough matchup with the Heat. They play slow, they're gritty, and Bam Adebayo is a beast. So just keep those things in mind, and we're getting this at a higher point. At some point, I think this will drop down to 18. So if you like the under on it now, it's not going to get any higher. Take it now, or just stay away from it. But Sabonis looks like he's in a good spot to go over. All right, let's talk about the next 2 plays. Let's look at Miles Bridges total game PRA, and then we'll go to first half DeSumo. So Miles Bridges down here. No LaMelo Ball tonight. That was difficult to say. All right, no Rozier, no LaMelo. Okay, so we know those things are facts. However, how long has LaMelo been out? He's been out the last 2 games, and Rozier hasn't been in a Hornets uniform for about a week. So we're getting already a pretty good sample size of Bridges. That would have been cool to see LaMelo versus Lonzo. We're getting a pretty good sample size of what Bridges has done without LaMelo. Okay, so over his last 10 games, 8 of those have been all 10 of those have been this season. The last 8 have been this month. Games played without LaMelo Ball. Let me just make sure I check the right ball. Yeah, LaMelo Ball, Charlotte. So usually when we see players sit, we see usage increase for other players. Sometimes that means they score more points, like DiVincenzo yesterday. Sometimes the player could just not do much with their usage increase. And when you factor in that this matchup against the Bulls is a pretty slow matchup, the Bulls aren't terrible, okay? But they play a slow style of basketball. And that doesn't like bode well for a team that likes to fly around. So when I see these game logs, it doesn't look good. And you're getting the heavy juice to the under at 38.5. You're seeing his line on PrizePicks at 39. If you got it at 39.5, that's even better for the under. So right off the bat, you're getting really poor odds and you're getting really bad game logs. You're getting a below average matchup for him against the Bulls. 3 games this season, he hasn't gone under. He hasn't gone over without LaMelo Ball. So keep that in mind. He's only projected for 34. We can round this up to 35. Shit, we can round it up to 36 if you want for his projection. It's still not close to 40, which is what he needs to go over today. So I think Miles Bridges is in a good spot to go under. I think that's a good play. Let's go to half. First half props. Let's take a look at Desumu's PRA. All right. I need this kid to get it going. I have a nice rookie autograph that I'm trying to sell on eBay. And the better he does, the more I can sell it for. Not really. A lot of buyers are smarter than that, but the better he does, the more people out there who might be looking for his card. That is a fact. So wishing for a good game. All right. So 10.5 PRA for Desumu. First half PRA. Now, these are games versus Charlotte, okay? And I don't know which one of these games Levine sat. That does matter because we know that his usage rate has gone up. So let's take Levine out and let's figure out of those games, there's only one game to look at, and he only scored 5 first half PRA. But when we look at his last 10 games played without Zach LaVine, not just against Charlotte, Desumu has 5 straight games of 11 plus PRA. And then he had 5 games before that where he didn't do anything. So you're getting a tail 2 sides of 2 tails. You're getting 2 stories here. This looks great. This doesn't look great. The matchup is good. So if you need like if you're on the fence with this one, if you need something to push you off that fence, the matchup versus Charlotte should be that push. Because Charlotte's defense is hemorrhaging production across the board. If you take a look at Desumu's PRA for the day, he's projected for right at 21. So that's literally 10.5. Nobody can score 10.5 PRA. So we can round it up to 11. Or we could take a look at what he's done. So when we compare first half to second half, you see Desumu is like a first half, kind of like a first half beast. And he kind of tails off in the second half. And he does a little of this, a little of that. But he's really, the majority of his production does come in the first half. So again, if you need something to push you off the fence, you want to attack his first half because that's where a lot of his production is. And the matchup is good. So I think this is a good one. I mean, I think so far plays have been spot on in terms of like the over and under, like Sabonis going under, Sumu going over, and then Bridges going under. I agree with this. So I think we're off to a good start with these plays. Let's talk about Nurkic's points because I think that's the next game. And then we'll talk about we're going to go LA and Washington because we got George and Kawhi. That game is actually ahead of that Brooklyn-Phoenix game. So let's take a look at Kawhi Leonard's points. Not second half points. So we're actually not getting terrible odds here. Minus 122 to the over. 2 times out of his last 10, 1 out of his last 5. So those aren't good. The matchup with Washington is really, really good. I cannot figure out why so many Washington Wizards are getting heavy juice to the over. When doing research last night, Kuzma, Poole, Gafford, Tyus Jones, all these dudes had positive EV with their props. And this matchup is not good. I can't figure out what's going on. I feel like some news is going to drop today. Like maybe Kawhi sits. I don't know. But even if Kawhi sits, I can't see the Washington Wizards putting it on the Clippers. I don't know. But that was really weird. So the matchup is really good for Kawhi. His points are at 22. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a great matchup for Kawhi, but his projection for his points are really bad. His head-to-head games versus this Wizards team, again, we got to go way back to 2022, so that's irrelevant. If you're looking to take the under on this one, and you know something about, put it in the chat, because I can't figure out why so many Clippers are getting poor odds, and why so many Wizards are getting good odds, good projections. But and we know Kawhi can turn it on at any point, but I don't know. Maybe this is a James Harden game. I don't know. Maybe this is a Paul George game. Maybe it's a Terrence Mann game. Maybe Terrence Mann goes off for 40 points. So if you have any reservation about taking the under on this one, then I don't disagree with that, honestly, because you got a few books that are propping this higher at 27. So if you wanted to take the over on PrizePicks, but if you played this on DraftKings at 27, I think that would be more appropriate to take the under, because you're getting it at a higher line. But yeah, Kawhi doesn't look like he's in a good spot based off his odds and based off his projections. But damn, that matchup against Washington I feel like it's a good one. I'm a little undecided on this one, I'll be honest with you. So I really don't have an opinion on this one, unfortunately. But there are all his numbers, and his projection is, again, set to 22.2. Paul George, blocks and steals. And then we'll talk about Nurkic's points, and then we'll move on to a different set of player props. So Paul George has had 3 straight games of 2+ blocks and steals, which is really good. I mean, this is what he does. This is not out of the ordinary. We're not getting, him playing over his head. Even when he gets you 3 blocks and steals, that's pretty normal for him. He is averaging 2 blocks and steals per game on the year. He has hit that in 60% of his games played this season. And again, he's averaging 2 over his last 10 and 2 over his last 5. So we're seeing a lot of consistency with Paul George. He is projected for 1.54 blocks and steals today. So that's closer to 2 than it is to 1. Slightly over his line of 1.5. So I think that's a pretty good line, and you're not getting any discrepancies in the market, so it's still 1.5 on other books, BetMGM and Caesars. So I like that one. All right, last play of this block of plays is Nurkic points sitting at 11. We'll pull that up. So Nurkic's points, I don't know if these got bumped down on PrizePicks, or I'm sure they did. PrizePicks usually doesn't open up at a flat number. But we take a look at Nurkic's projections today. He is projected, but that's it. He's only projected for 7 points, which is not good. I don't know. Would you call his matchup today tough? So here are like 2 trains of thoughts. School of thought. School of thought? Yeah. 1, maybe the matchup is tougher against Claxton than I think. Or 2, maybe this is a Kevin Durant game where we see him have a bit more usage in this game. We've been seeing Devin Booker go off a lot lately, so maybe this is a Kevin Durant game. So if Kevin Durant is eating, maybe that's less looks for Nurkic. And so maybe that's why his points projected are low, and maybe that's why his odds are so bad. They'll be slightly improved because this is at a flat number, but still, it's not going to it's not just going to shift to heavy juice to the over at 11. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe that's why we're seeing such a low projection for him. But if you're looking to take the under on this one, I think it's in a good spot. It's not going to get any higher, or it's not going to get any lower, I should say. It might even drop to 10.5. It might even drop to 10.5. But even then, I still think it's in a good spot to go under. But how many times does a play need to drop? Like, just play it now. Don't wait. If you like it, play it now. So there's Nurkic, and that's going to round out our first block of plays. So this is what we talked about in that group of plays. I love seeing these unders. Like, unders don't always hit, but neither do overs. So I think it's just, all we're doing is looking for value. That's all we're doing. We're just looking for value. We're just looking for the right plays. We're not looking for the plays, necessarily that we like. I mean, there's no favoritism here. We don't have any allegiance to a play. Just play the best play that has the best value, that has the highest upside to cash. So I'll put those in the Discord like I did yesterday, but this is what we talked about. Sabonis under, the Sumu over first half, Bridges under PRA. I have a feeling this one's going to drop again. Kawhi Leonard under his points. Paul George over his blocks and steals, and Nurkic under his points at 11. That one honestly might drop. So there you go. All right. Welcome in, everybody. If you're just joining the chat, joining the stream, we just finished a six player block of props. Talked about them on props.cash, broke them all down. Be sharing those in the Discord. So if you want to tell those in any way you want, you can. You'll know what we talked about. All right. Let's see. Divine, what's up? Good morning. Welcome in. Cutler, welcome in. Smokey, what's going on? Welcome in. Everybody, welcome in. Michael, good morning. Cassio, good morning. That like button on your way in, everybody. Appreciate the support. Appreciate your time being here. All right, Daniel. This is where we left off. So I'm going to clear this out. And let's pull up Wimby. Hey, I didn't put Wimby in there. I just put Wimb. If I put Wimby in there, it doesn't pull anything up because that's not a real name. So look, his rebounds were at 9.5. That got bumped up. I figured it would. So now you look to his 13.5 rebounds and assists. This will bump up. It's only a matter of time. So let's look at that. I'm assuming you like the over on this one. The log shows him without Zach for a while and AO usually silent. All right. Jalen, let's pull up Jonas. It's against the Rockets. PR. All right. Let's see. Lil Bud. Did I wish you good morning? Good morning. Just did. Donovan Mitchell, 11.5 rebounds and assists. You like the over or under on this one? Where I was seeing it was there was a lot of juice coming into the under on him with this line, which feels scary to take the under on this, but we'll look at it either way. All right, Queen. So yeah, Queen and Little Bud both are on this Donovan Mitchell play. Cool. Got him in there. Got it, Marcus. Got him in there. Michael says Daniel Gafford rebounds and assists over. We'll look at Daniel Gafford. Jose, what's going on, man? Good morning. All right, Daniel Gafford over. I see you, Divine. KD points. KD pints. I'd watch KD drink beer. Like, how many pints can KD drink at halftime? I don't even think he drinks. I think he just smokes. All right, Gafford over rebounds and assists. Wagner assist. Jose, and then Divine. I'm going to put KD in there since I haven't taken a prop from you today. So All right, Gafford over rebounds and assists. Durant's over points 25. This get bumped. And then I know you said Harden rebounds also. I like Harden's rebounds. I don't know if they've bumped yet, but they were at 4.5 when I saw it. So I said during the intro, I guess. Well, no, I said Cade Cunningham was in a good spot, but Franz Wagner is a thumbnail, and the reason I liked him was the matchup today against San Antonio. And what I liked the best was his rebound or his assist prop that was at 3.5, and that has been removed from the board. So I tell you what, I'm not going to take up a space for him because I don't know what the next play would be that I like. But I'll make sure to pull him up on props.cash. Who did I miss? Vu says Cody Martin rebounds and assists or just rebounds. All right, Cody Martin. I have been playing his points. Now his points got bumped up. His points, when I played him twice, his points were at 5.5, I think, one game, and then the next game they got bumped up to 7.5, something like that. He goes over. Now the books are like, nope, not anymore. These super low ass lines. No Ball, no Rozier. I know everybody's on Brandon Miller, but you were getting really low lines on Cody Martin. All right, so here's what we got. We got Wemby, rebounds over, rebounds and assists over, Jonas over, Mitchell. I'm going to put under just because that's what I was seeing, but we'll make a case for it either way. Daniel Gafford over, got Durant over, and then Cody Martin over. So we got 6 in there. And also, I'm going to make sure that I bring up Franz Wagner. So let's start with Franz. Since he's a thumbnail cover, I just want to see if there's anything that we can play in place of his assist, because I don't know when that play got pulled off the board, but it definitely was up there for a few hours. Matchup with San Antonio is really good. His points are at 18.5 on PrizePicks. So you're getting it at a lower line. He's projected for 17 points. He's projected for 5 rebounds, 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. His total PRA is projected for 27. Not saying you can't play any of these other plays, but it does feel like his assists were in the best spot to hit. If you can find his assist somewhere else, definitely play it. I know we talk about PrizePicks a lot here. Jock Market does not have a desktop app that I can use in the stream. They do, but it's not for player props. It's weird. They do like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't want to waste any time explaining it. But the only way I can pull up Jock Market is through the mobile app. But if you can find Franz over 3.5, or you can find his assist at 3.5, I say take it. So I'm just going to see if it's over on Jock Market. No. Now, Franz on Jock Market has a 9 assists and rebounds prop. It's 9.5 on PrizePicks. And then he also has a 1.5 3-pointers made. I mean, you're getting wonderful odds. You're getting beautiful. That's beautiful. Beautiful odds on his 3-pointers made on PrizePicks. It is not even, you can't even play his 3-pointers on PrizePicks. So again, if you need a prop in place of Franz assist, 3-pointers made on Jock Market or 9 assists and rebounds on Jock Market, These look really good. So unfortunately, on PrizePicks, I don't want to risk playing anything else. I think the assists were his best line. So we'll move on. Let's talk about Victor Wembanyama's rebounds and assists taking on the Orlando Magic. So we're just jumping across the court. So Wemby's rebounds were at 9.5. You were getting really good odds to the over, -142. So when I see 142, I don't think 10. I think 11 rebounds, maybe even 12 rebounds, because that's really high. And we look at his projection, he's projected for 10, despite the matchup with Orlando being pretty tough. I mean, the dude's 7'5". So tough or not, I mean, he's going to get his. Now, if we go to his rebounds and assists as a replacement for the line that was bumped up, you're seeing that the majority of his rebounds and assists do come from rebounds. So that's why his rebounds were in a really good spot. But 4 straight games of 15 or more rebounds and assists for Wembanyama, and he is projected for roughly 14 rebounds and assists. So I think this is a really good replacement for his rebounds. If you want to take the over on his rebounds and assists, it's in a good spot for Wembanyama. So approved. Get like a virtual stamp. Approved. I like that one. All right. Moving on. New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Houston Rockets. This game is being played in Houston. We're going to take a look at Jonas. We're going to take a look at his points and rebounds. And we see that it is set to 21.5, so we don't get any line discrepancies here. Now, he had that shit little block of games where Nance was kind of cock blocking him a little bit. And then he's looked pretty decent the last few games, right? 27, 29, 23, 23, 18 against Boston. I'm not sure what happened in that game against Boston. Did he get into foul trouble? Also, Boston, they do have a big front court, but they run super athletic, man. They're rangy as hell. Like, their bigs aren't traditional lumbering bigs. Like, they got 7-footers in there that can like move. So maybe he just got played out of the rotation because of the situation. But ideally, I mean, he's in there, right? And against Sengun tonight, that's a good matchup. So I would assume that he plays his minutes. I'm sure Willie Green plays him to like keep Sengun from going beast mode. We look at his projections today for 22.8. That's 23. So that's over his 21.5. Slight juice to the over on this one. Nothing too crazy. If you want to look at his head-to-head games versus the Rockets, he does have 2 games this season where he hooked it and he went over. So just keep in mind, this is the hook based off today's line. But at the time of that game back in December, you'd have to go back and check out what his prop was. I'm sure his prop was like 20 or 8, between 18.5 and 20. So it was, for a while, this was all green. But as this line moves up, these will start to shift. So it's not like he's having bad games. The line just keep moving, and now he's 1-1. So always remember that the game logs aren't real. The game logs don't reflect the past. They only reflect real, like present day props. That makes sense. I think he's in a good spot. 2 reservations for Jonas. Number 1, foul trouble. Number 2, Willie Green. If he decides that Larry Nance is the best matchup for this game, we see less minutes for him. Those are my only 2 reservations on Jonas. But barring those, he's in a good spot. So the over and 21.5 rebounds, points and rebounds looks good. We got Mitchell, Gafford, and Durant, and Cody Martin. So let's go Durant. I know Divine wanted to take a look at Durant's points. So revenge narrative for Durant, kind of. I mean, I feel like he fucked the Brooklyn Nets over more than they did him. I mean, he tried to build a super team and blew up in his face, kind of, and he's like, I want out. Got Steve Nash fired. And in all fairness, Steve Nash was not that good of a coach. I don't believe he was doing a great job there. So maybe it's a revenge game for Brooklyn. Maybe they're like, man, fuck KD with his ashy ass elbows. He doesn't even want the tribute video. He's like, I don't want the tribute video. Didn't he say that? I thought I heard him say that. All right. Kevin Durant, 25.5 points. You're getting us at a flat 25 on PrizePicks. So there is a slight discrepancy there. BetMGM has this at 23.5. That is a smash over for sure. So we're talking about it at 25. Last game against Brooklyn. Does the revenge ever go away? Like the first time you play a former team, you got that narrative, but it's always there. So like you're still like the revenge narrative never fades away. All right, so we have 4 straight games of Kevin Durant going under. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with the under on Nurkic's points. And we've been seeing Kevin Booker. Devin Booker kind of hit this beast mode, and Kevin Durant is just kind of like ho-humming. So is this a game where Kevin Durant breaks out of the ho-hum? We've said this about a bunch of different players. Devin Booker being one of them. Fred VanVleet being the other one. There was one more. When we see these games where they're like 4 or 5 games in a row of not doing anything, Kevin Durant is too damn good of a basketball player, too damn good of a scorer to keep only scoring 20 or less points. At some point, he will break out for 40. So if you feel like today's the game, I jump on this 25 points because it's not going to get any lower. It'll bump up to 25.5 to match what the market has. So despite what the odds say and despite what the projections say, I believe Kevin Durant is in a better spot than what this is telling us. And this is the prop that I would be willing to take the over on at 25 on PrizePicks. It's Kevin Durant, you know. So, yeah, I like the over on that one. Daniel Gafford, we got Daniel Gafford, Mitchell, and Cody Martin. So let's go back up to Detroit. Oh, let's go Gafford in this Washington Clippers game. We're looking at his rebounds and assists because we want to. So 3 out of his last 5 games, 8 out of his last 10 games, he has destroyed this line. Minnesota gave him problems and Atlanta gave him problems. So the game against New York, Randall was there. Randall and Hartenstein were there, correct? Oklahoma City, improved defense. Indiana's defense, whatevs. Pretty deep, or just pretty like decent front court in Detroit. They got a lot of big bodies, right? I mean, Wiseman, Stewart, Duren, Denver. I mean, these are some decent teams that he has done well against. He's not playing Charlotte every game. So that's good. This is nice. However, we know he's playing a little over his head. He is not a 15 rebounds and assists per night guy. At some point, this will regress to the average of 9, which is fine. As long as he gets you 9, you're good. But I just don't expect 15 plus today versus the Clippers. I think he lives in that 9 to 10 range, and I think that's in play. So I think this is a good spot based off what we're seeing there. If you want to look at his RA projection, that's sitting at 10.97, so it's 11 basically. So that's over by almost 2. Oh, shit. No, it's over by almost 2.5. Yeah, this is good. This is good for Daniel Gafford. I'm on board with this one. All right. Donovan Mitchell. So I didn't get the over under in the question, so let's just take a look at it together. So PrizePicks has this shit juiced up 11.5. It's at 10.5. In the market, it's at 10.5. All these other books have it juiced up, which tells you that PrizePicks probably won't be dropping it down. It's probably going to stay. Donovan Mitchell has 6 straight games of going over the 10.5 rebounds and assists and 11. So if we bump this up to 11.5, it's still 6 straight games. So Mitchell sits in a pretty decent spot here. However, he has not performed all that well against Detroit. I don't know why. Maybe it's the food in Detroit. I don't know, but there's a game in there where he's at home, right? Yeah, home game. Let's dig. He's projected for 13.5 rebounds and assists. That is a full 3 over the line of 10.5, and that is 2 over the line of 11.5. So just note that you are playing this at an inflated line on PrizePicks at 11.5. But it still sits in a good spot. If I can spell, I will attempt to pull up Mitchell on Jock Market. And it's at 11 rebounds and assists as well. So you're not going to see it. I don't think you'll see it at a lower line. That's about where you'll see it. All right. Last one is Cody Martin. Charlotte. Where are you? All right. Let's take a look at his. I got his rebounds pulled up on the board. We can also, you know what? Let's leave his RA up here. So this is insane. Back-to-back games of 13 or more rebounds and assists. So Utah's defense is, I mean, they rank pretty well in rebounds allowed, not allowing rebounds, too many rebounds a game. And New York is a dirty team to play. That's a grimy ass matchup. And he excelled in those 2 games. What about his rebounds alone? Half of his RA came from rebounds, over half. So rebounds look like they're in a good spot, and then his RA again. Want to look at his projection for today? He's only projected for 8.32, and he's only projected for 4.35 rebounds today versus the Bulls. If we pull up what small forwards have done versus the Bulls, if you want to have a better idea of where this ranks, they kind of limited Scotty Barnes yesterday. He only grabbed 4 boards. You have LeBron James only getting 4 boards. You have, I'm just looking for bigger names. Like Vanderbilt, I mean, that's about what he brings to the table is rebounds, and he didn't go over his line. There's Scotty Barnes again, got 7, but still doesn't go over his line. And we got to scroll all the way back to the 13th, where you have Champagne and Wiggins going over. So Chicago does a really good job of limiting rebound production to small forwards, at least over the last month. But his odds are in a good spot, minus 120. If you want to just roll with the odds and roll with his game logs, you're in a good spot. If you want to pay attention to the projections are not that far away from the line here. And remember, projections are meant to be used as a guide, not the gospel. So I think you could do a lot worse if you played the over on his rebounds. So I think 4.5 is in play. I would not touch this at 5. That would destroy the odds. There's no reason to bump this line. I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't even on this line. So 4.5 looks like it's a good spot for Cody Martin. All right, so 6 up, 6 down. This is what we talked about. We talked about Wembanyama over 13.5. I say play this while it's at 13.5. Jonas over points and rebounds. Only reservation is Willie Green and foul trouble. Donovan Mitchell, after seeing what I saw on props.cash, I know I had the under here, and you're more than welcome to play the under, but I do like what I saw, and I think 11.5 is still in play. Again, you can say the hell with that. I'm not playing the bump line, but there's enough information there to like the over. We do like the over on Gafford. We like the over on Kevin Durant. We talked about that being maybe like a kind of like a get right game for him. It's been book the last few games. Maybe Durant steps in and says this is his game. And then Cody Martin rebounds. I think we made a case for both under more or less, but for this, I say we go over. So this is what we talked about. 6 up, 6 down. Screenshot these. And I'll throw them in the Discord. And I'll tell you what, let's do one more. All right. So, also Wagner assists. They're not on PrizePicks anymore, but you can look to his rebounds and assists over on Jock Market sitting at 9, or you can look to his 3-pointers made sitting at 1.5 on Jock Market. Minus 140 odds on the over on that one. So you're getting really good odds there over on Jock Market. All right, let's see what we got. A lot of comments. Appreciate y'all being here. Welcome in if you're just joining. We're going to do a few more player props, and then we'll call it a day. Start getting those players of the day ready so we can start talking about those for sure. Throw those in the chat. All right, let's see here. A lot of interaction in the chat. I love it. Plumlee over points. Cutler, I played his points at 7.5 last night. You can still go over, but I see him pushing at 8. But the matchup is good. The Washington matchup is good. So yeah, it's playable at 8 for sure. All right. Divine, Cam Johnson point. You know what, man? I was looking at that too. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the demon out of all the demon points props, before I did any research, when I saw that one, I just said, man, that feels like it's a little too low. And the 14.5 points for him for this game feels like it's a normal line. Doesn't feel like it's too high. So I like that one. Let's start off with Cam Johnson. Jalen says, not Miles, but Mikal over. There's a lot of revenge narrative here. You know, Mikal, Cam, Durant. I mean, you could probably build yourself a nice little revenge narrative slip. Marcus said Nurkic was at 11.5, so it got bumped down. So that means a lot of people were on the under. And what we saw still shows that the under's in play at 11. Marcus says Edward over 2.5 threes. There you go. Ink says lock it up. Nurkic under points. All right. Nice. Strus over assist. Too good of a player. Okay, they took it off the board. Let's look on props.cash or Jock Market. No, not on Jock Market. However, you do have his assists and rebounds at 7. on Jock Market. So you like the over on his assist at 2.5. That means minimum he gets you 3. If he gave you exactly 4 rebounds today, he would push that line of 7 rebounds and assists on Jock Market. If he gave you 1 extra board or 1 extra assist, that's an over. That's a nice line. The 7 rebounds and assists is a nice line for Strus over on Jock Market, or you can go with his rebounds instead if you wanted to. But 2.5 is a really nice number. Jared Allen is now questionable. Okay, so if Jared Allen is now questionable, then maybe Strus is in a better spot. So where the fuck is the injury report? Can't find the updated injury report. There's a lot of news coming in. If you scroll, I'm scrolling through the DraftKings live app. Okay, yeah, Jared Allen is in there now. Okay, so Jared Allen is questionable. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if Mobley's healthy and Mobley's going to play tonight, maybe Jared Allen just needs a break. He just needs a day off. So it's possible he sits. And if he sits, then you like that Donovan Mitchell 11.5 rebounds and assists. If Jared Allen sits, that's going to get bumped up. Strus is going to get bumped up. So be one step ahead of all that. All right, since the Strus play wasn't on the board, let's take a look at Harden's rebounds, which is also in a good spot. Still at 4.5. Like that. Cassio's also on rebounds for Harden. Cool. So got that one in there. Jalen says Garland is returning to lineup. His usage will go back down. Take the under on Mitchell. Okay. Do you like the under on Mitchell with Garland back, but Jared Allen sitting? Or does that move it for you at all? Cade rebounds. Yeah. Cade was another one. I don't know if it got moved. Yeah. Yeah. So we can look at his rebounds at 4, but it was at 3.5, which was a really good line. Interesting. Jalen says Jared Allen under PRA. Doesn't play well against Detroit and blowout potential. Blowout potential for sure. We also saw that with Mitchell, like not having good games against Detroit. Cutler, what's up? And he says Van Vliet under 11.5 RA is getting minus 130 odds. Yeah. Demon KD points. And all right, Demon KD points. Cutler. Let's get we'll get Van Vliet on the list. We'll take a look at KD Demon points. What was it? Wait. Van Vliet under 11.5 RA. Okay. All right, so we'll be able to knock this out fairly quickly, I think. We got Cam Johnson, we got Mikal Bridges, and we'll take another look at KD's Demon points, all in the same game. And then we can go to Cade, James Harden, and Edwards. All right, cool. All right. Last group. Pulling this up. And let's start in Phoenix and Brooklyn, where we got quite a few players to look at. I think every slip has had a Brooklyn net or a Phoenix Sun in it so far. So let's look at KD's Demon points sitting at 29.5. Now, one thing I can do is this. It's not necessary, but if I just increase the line to 29.5, it'll reflect on the screen, but we can clearly see the games he's gone over 29.5. Two games where he's gone over 29.5. So obviously the demon props are never going to be plus EV. They're never going to have a high win rate. That's why they're a demon. They're riskier. So I guess what we're looking for in these situations is positive game environment and a high usage player, which Kevin Durant is both. He can be both. So projections don't matter. Projections don't matter on this one because we're looking at an inflated line here. His one game against Brooklyn this season, he did score 27. Let's look at games played on the road for Kevin Durant this season. He has one game where he's gone over 29.5 points. Yeah, when we look at demon lines, we're just not going to see positive numbers. Like, we're not going to see green. It's going to be riskier. So again, the question is Kevin Durant going to be in a spot to take a lot of shots? And can this game stay close? The Suns piss me off. So I think we can see the Suns blowing out the Nets, but we can also see the Nets like keeping this game tight. Kevin Durant's usage is there. His minutes are there. His shot volume is a little low over the last 4 games. We would like to see this up around 20. And again, these are all games on the road. We would like to see this up around 20 shots taken. Enough with this coming out, getting your teammates involved bullshit. I hate that shit, man. Just fucking play. This whole like, I gotta make sure my team eats. Jokic does that shit all the time, man. I hate that. Just fucking shoot. Yeah, if KD's like, if KD comes out aggressive, I think this is definitely in play. But again, it's a risk. It's a demon for a reason. All right. Let's go to Mikal Bridges. We're looking at the under on his points. Is that what I saw? Doesn't matter. We'll just look at it and we'll just look at the data. So over his last 10 games, Mikal Bridges has a 60% hit rate. He has a 60% over his last 5. He's averaging 27 even in those time frames. On the year, he's only averaging 22 points. Mikal Bridges is, I think this is more of who he really is. This mid 20s, not this low 20 stuff. So maybe this is starting to turn around for him. I don't know. But this year has been a little lower in terms of points for him. He's only projected for 23. So we look at his line of 23.5 over on PrizePicks. You're getting it at a lower line on PrizePicks. If enough people take the under on this one, this will bump up to 24. FanDuel already has it at 24. So you will be taking the under at 20 on FanDuel at 24.5. Everywhere else has it at 23. So if you are looking to take the over on his points, what you have going for you is positive game logs over the last 5 and 10 games. You have a lower line on PrizePicks, which will improve the odds. If you're looking to take the under on this one, then you're looking at the projections and maybe head-to-head games versus the Suns where he didn't score over that line in the last game. A case can be made for each side. This is kind of a coin flip for me. Cam Johnson, demon points. So Cam Johnson's points, I don't even know what his original line is, but on props.cash, it's sitting at 13.5. He scored 15 points against the Phoenix Suns back in December. He has 2 out of his last 3 games where he's gone over this line, averaging 36 divided by 2 is what? 18? He's projected for 12 points today. I don't think that's right. 12 points? Come on, man. This feels like a really good line. The 14.5 feels like a really good line. It feels like a normal shooting night for him. If this game stays close, I think he'll be a reason why this game stays close. If he gets hot from 3, if Cam Johnson knocks down anywhere between 3 to 4 threes today, I mean, he's going over this line. That's 12 points, and that's 9 points from threes. He's going to go over that. I just feel like that's a little low. I don't feel like that's a risky demon at all. So I would play that. All right. Anthony Edwards, James Harden, Cade Cunningham, and Fred VanVleet. Let's zoom through these. James Harden rebounds. So we got 2 rebound props in James Harden and Cade Cunningham. So James Harden's rebounds are at 4.5. This is a really good spot for James Harden, minus 138 to the over. You're getting positive odds there. 3 straight games. We are seeing a nice little decline in production, which is okay because he's playing way over his head in these games. He's not a 10 rebounds per game guy. He's averaging 5 on the year. So there is some regression due here, but even if he regresses to his season average, he hits the over on this one. Good matchup against Washington, allowing the most rebounds per game in the NBA, and James Harden is projected for roughly 6 rebounds today. No games this season to look at. So last season, 3 out of 4 games he goes over. So this one remains in a good spot as long as it's at 4.5. At 5, I personally just stay away from it just because there's too much push potential. All right, so let's talk about Cade Cunningham's rebound sitting at 4. This is at 4.5. Excuse me. This is at 3.5 on the books. Then got bumped up to 4. He's gone over this in 3 out of his last 5 games, and then 6 out of his last 10. Head-to-head games versus the Cavaliers. This is polar opposite of what we've seen with Donovan Mitchell, who struggles against the Cavs or struggles against the Pistons. Cade Cunningham plays pretty well. 2 games this season, he's gone over with 5 and 8 rebounds. He's projected for 4 rebounds today. Despite this matchup being ugly on paper, Cade Cunningham does pretty well against the Cavs. As long as it's at 3.5, it's a good play. Now that we know it's bumped up to 4 on PrizePicks, if you can find this at 3.5 anywhere else, it's a good play. Great play. But even at 4, now he needs 5. And the good news is he's done that in all 3 games against the Cavs. And then over his last 10 games, he has pushed or gone over in 3 out of those last 5 games. So it being bumped up to 4, you only lose 1 game out of the game log. Nothing else changes. Still a pretty decent hit rate for Cade Cunningham. All right, Fred VanVleet, rebounds and assists, 11.5. This guy scored 3.4. Was it 4 points? Last game against the Lakers, and 2 of those were free throws, technical fouls or something. All right, so the matchup with New Orleans offers a stingy matchup where they're top 10 in fewest rebounds allowed per game, a little less than the league average in terms of assists allowed. Fred VanVleet has been on a nice run over his last 10 games. He's averaging 12, 70% hit rate, 12 over his last 5 with an 80% hit rate. Head-to-head games versus New Orleans Pelicans. Maybe this is what we're looking at. 11-3. He's averaging 7 rebounds and assists over his last 2 games played versus the Pelicans this season. When we look at his projection, they are projected for 11.55. It is like as close as it gets. The odds are not terrible. So, really, I guess the deciding factor on this one is if you're, he doesn't play the Pelicans well, at least he hasn't this season. And if that trend continues, even if he improves from the 3, he has to get you 12. He has to get you 12 rebounds and assists. So keep in mind, Herb Jones is questionable. I don't know if that moves the needle. I don't know if his defense matters that much in this game. But if he does sit, does that improve the odds for Fred VanVleet? But I can definitely see the logic in taking the under on this one. For sure. All right, last play on this board. Looking at why did I almost call him Donovan Edwards? Who is Donovan Edwards? Somebody out there is named Donovan Edwards. It's just not this guy. Anthony Edwards, 2.5 3-pointers made, back-to-back games of 3+, which is what you want to see. -120 to the over, -106 to the under. Head-to-head games versus the Mavericks. Now, you want to talk about blowout potential. The whole Dallas Mavericks team is on the injury report. So he gets this done in the first half, maybe. We've seen teams depleted and they play really well. We've seen that shit happen. I don't know what that is, but we've seen teams just like down 5-6 players and they manage to not get beat by 30. They keep it close. So 4 straight games of 3+. What we were looking at before were his games versus the Mavericks, where he had back-to-back games. But in this game log, over his last 10, 80% hit rate over his last 5 games. That's really impressive. Dallas is middle of the pack in terms of 3-pointers per game and percentage allowed per game. Edwards is projected for 3.26 3-pointers. I think it's a good player. Hopefully he can get this done in the first half. I mean, it's kind of scary how many Mavericks are on that injury report. Over his last 5 games, Edwards is averaging 1 3-pointer in the first half and 2 in the second. So pretty evenly distributed. All right. So last round of player props, we talked about over. We have to take the over on the Demon. PrizePicks doesn't let you take the under. I'm gonna say under on Mikal Bridges. I don't know if that was what was asked, but I just saw what I saw in that game log and the history and things. I think the under's in play. Edwards over, Harden over, Cunningham. Now, there's push potential here, but I still say over. It doesn't matter if you take the over or under and it pushes. You don't lose money. If it lands on 4, you took the under, it's a push. If you took the over, it's a push. So it doesn't matter at this point. But if we liked it at 3.5, we need him to get 4. Why would we think he gets less than 4 when it's at 4? That shit doesn't make sense to me. So he's getting 4 or more. And then Fred VanVleet looking at the under on this one. So screenshotting these, throw them in the Discord, and then let's talk about plays of the day and let's get out of here. Let us get out of here. If you're interested in the slip that I put in the Discord, it's in the Discord. A few of those lines have been bumped up, so try to get that out really early last night, but I know not everybody sees it. All right, so that is 18 player props that we looked at, but that was closer to 30 in terms of like additional props for each player. Yeah. I mean, beating the Suns in the playoffs that year with Brunson, honestly, that's what got him. That's what catapulted him into stardom. But they were written off. Like, Suns were supposed to win it all that season. So yeah, Mavericks may not lay down, but Minnesota's really tough. All right, plays of the day. Let's get this going. All right. Well, my play of the day has been removed from the board, so can't talk about Franz Wagner, but he's still in a good spot in other places, like on Jock Market. But let's talk about your plays of the day. All right, let's see. Not the elbows. Yeah, he does. He owns it. He admits it. All right, so play of the day. I'm going to start, work my way up. I see Paul George over 2.5 3-pointers made. PG over 2.5 3-pointers made. See Hero over 22 PA. All right. Cutler says Paul George or Dylan Brooks. So we got PG over 4.5 first quarter points. Those are fun. Playing those first quarter points, those are real fun, especially when you pick a player who plays the entire first quarter. That's fun to watch. Dylan Brooks over his 1.5 3-pointers made. Dylan Brooks has, is it a goblin assist at 0.5? I was looking at that one. Say Vu says might be Hero PRA or Jalen Green. Jalen Green PRA. So we got Hero PA, and we could put Hero PRA in there. I mean, points and assists, that's part of the PRA. I mean, you would assume that if he goes over one, it only helps him go over the other. Or we can put Hero in there or Jalen Green PRA. Over. What's Hero's PRA? What's the number? What else we got? Hero loves that Herder matchup. I have not dug into that. Does he play Herder well? Does he dog him out? Infamous Mel, what's up? Good morning. Yeah, hit that like button. Help a channel out. Appreciate it. That one could be worth a look too. The KD RA. Inc said KD's at 24.5 on Hard Rock app. Getting a lower line on Hard Rock. So if you're playing on that app, if you like the over on 25, you have to like the over on 24.5. Like those go together. Vu said Nash was a trash coach. There are very few like superstar NBA players that would make good coaches because it's really hard to teach talent. Like when you're just a talented person, you can't teach your talent. You just can't. And so you expect people to kind of do what you do, and it's not a good mix. I think we've seen plenty of coaches try their turn at, or plenty of players try their turn at coaching, and it doesn't work out for them. Sometimes you get a good coach that was a good player and it works out, but I mean, like Michael Jordan would make a terrible NBA coach. I thought Kobe would have I don't know. I thought Kobe may have made a good coach, but he's as much of a perfectionist as anybody else is, so maybe not. But you see guys like Steve Kerr, who are a good player but not great, and they worked hard and all that bullshit and ended up being a pretty good coach. So you see like that transition in those types of players. But yeah, I agree. Nash was outmanned. Like there's way too much talent and way too much power on that team for him to try and manage. Just not going to work out. Definitely not going to work out. Okay. Vu said Heroes at 28 PRA and Jalen's at 27.5. So Jalen Green over. So we got some we're getting some choices here, some plays of the day. How did we do yesterday? Plays of the day. Did Sexton go over first half PRA 13.5? I think he did. Collins went over points and rebounds. That was 20. I think he finished with 22. That Hawks and Lakers game was really good. It looked like it was just going to be a bloodbath. The Lakers made it a game. Y'all liked Capella over rebounds and assists. He had 13. He goes over that. Did DiVincenzo get over his assist? Yeah. I know Kobe White did not go over rebounds. That was a bit of a disappointment. But Bruce Brown did go over rebounds. So that was great. Did Brunson go under first quarter points? I can't go back and look at that because it only shows me stats for the game. So far, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 7. If Brunson went under, that's 6 out of 7 plays of the day hit yesterday. So we talked about a lot of good plays yesterday. A lot of them hit. The value was there. Just looking to keep it going today. Brunson did go under. Jesus Ramos said Brunson did go under. So, ladies and gentlemen, your plays of the day yesterday: Sexton hit, Collins hit, Capella hit, DiVincenzo hit, Brunson hit, Bruce Brown hit, Kobe White doesn't hit. 6 out of 7. That was great. Perfect. Yeah, I know he had his own school, Maximo, but I was thinking more like in the NBA. Because we saw like a shift in his personality towards the end of his career where he became more of like a player, like a teammate instead of a perfectionist. And I think he was really trying to like coach that last Lakers team he was on. He was really taking more investment in it. But we know earlier in his career, he just didn't put up with a lot of shit. So it would have been interesting to see how he would have coached in the NBA or even like on a college level. And like what that would have been like. All right. So here's what we got. Cutler says no Mavs and Wolves play. Luka, Ant, Cat. We like Anthony Edwards 3-pointers. I don't know for a play of the day, but We did look him up. Luka's out. So Luka, Kyrie are out today. And that's why we're not looking at Luka plays. That's why we're not looking at any Mavericks plays, because we don't know who the hell's starting. We don't know who the hell's playing. Luka's out, Kyrie's out, Lively's out, Exum is doubtful, Derek Jones is doubtful. So we don't know. Mark Cuban might have to suit up tonight. Shit, Jason Kidd could probably still play. And then in terms of the Wolves, we do like Ant 3-pointers. Cutler says who's protecting the rim? Edwards first quarter points. I don't know who's protecting the rim. That's a good question. Edwards first quarter points are not pulling up on PrizePicks. Minnesota's not pulling up on PrizePicks for the first quarter. And okay, cool. He's still up there for the full game, but not first quarter. That's a good point. Maybe look at his first half. If the Wolves are up on the board for first half props, they are. Edwards at 13.5 first half points, 19.5 first half points, rebounds, and assists. Who were we rolling with last time? McDaniels, first half PRA and first half fantasy score. That worked out for everyone the last time we played. I'm looking for him. Damn, there's a lot of first half player props on the board right now. Usually don't see this much up on the board. So Jaden McDaniel, 5.5 points. That's it. That's all he has up on the board. I think PrizePicks was tired of losing money on that prop, so they removed it. So all you can play on him is 5.5. These are all your first half props. So there you go. Yes, Marcus, I will. Once the list is complete, I'll throw them in the Discord. And then you can see those pretty much for the rest of the day. Cutler says Edwards had 12 and 14 last two meetings. First quarter on Dabble, it's at 8. This is why I encourage everyone to play on different sites, because you find different lines, you take advantage of discrepancies, you take advantage of where the market is soft. So first half sounds like a lock. Maximo says James Harden assist sounds like it's on fire. Sounds like fire. Is on fire. All right, we like his rebounds. Oh my God, I literally looked up assist. 9.5 assists for James Harden. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of plays we didn't get to talk about today or didn't talk about today, but we did cover a lot. So what we got so far in terms of plays of the day, we got Paul George over 2.5 3-pointers made. Hero over 22.5 PA. Hero over 28 PRA. Jalen Green over 27.5 PRA. Paul George over 4.5 first quarter points. How awesome would that be if he knocks down 2 threes in the first quarter, hits his first quarter points, and basically is freaking 90% there to his 3-pointers made. Dylan Brooks over 1.5 3-pointers made, and Durant over 11.5 rebounds and assists. I'm going to put Anthony Edwards in there over 8 first quarter points, and I will put in parentheses dabble, and that's where you can find that play. And I tell you what, I'm going to add Franz Wagner over 1.5 3-pointers made, and that's over on Jock Market. Boom. So that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays of the day. And I think that is going to do it for today's stream. Appreciate everybody being here as always. And make sure the notifications are on. If you're new to the channel, new to the stream, welcome. We do this pretty much every day. We do it pretty much every day, and we cover a lot. So be sure to sub up, hit the notification icon. Don't miss out on upcoming streams. Visit the Free Player Prop Discord, 100% free. I post my plays in there. We got, I don't know how many player prop slips we got floating around in there. I don't know, like 50 or something, like every day. So we got a lot going on in there. All that information is in the stream description. Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. That sounds very adult. Did you hit it on the way in? Hit it on the way out again. And yeah, let's profit today. Looking forward to another stream tomorrow. I will be sure to update via Discord the schedule for tomorrow. I'm assuming that it's going to be an afternoon stream, but I need to get my schedule together. I can't be doing this shit. But I'm trying to be flexible is what I'm trying to do. So either afternoon or 9 a.m. So notifications on. You won't miss it. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate all the support. I'll leave the music playing as always. I know the beat is very popular in the stream. So best of luck to you all. As I always say, don't care who you follow, what props you put in your slip. I hope they all respect the damn coin. Best of luck, and until tomorrow's Player Prop live stream, Chavez is out.